15 minutes then is the duration for round 1 of the BRSCC Fiesta Championship. Pole position for Zach Lucas, that's the right-hand side of the road. On the left is John Cooper. The red lights will go on very shortly, and then we will be racing. There they go, they're on now, they go out now, away we go. No wheel spin at all there from the front row men. John Cooper is away well from the outside of row 1, and he looks like he might have the lead as they head into Clairvaux for the first time. It is going to be Cooper that gets ahead of Lucas then. And for third place, well, it is definitely no longer Spencer Stevenson. He's had a difficult start there. So Rob Smith has come through into third position. Oh, it's all getting very tight through the right-hander at Hawthorne. Jamie Going there leaning on someone as they go through, and there's a bit more contact through the chicane, and they both try and go through it side by side. Jamie Going did well not to end up on the grass there coming out of the chicane. Usually when they go into their side by side, the car on the left sort of bails out across the runoff area, but neither driver wanted to back out of that, and they're still battling away as they drop into Tower Corner. They're in third position then is Rob Smith, so he has indeed got himself ahead of Spencer Stevenson. In fact, Stevenson's lost a few places on the opening few corners. Look at the way these top 4 are getting away. That Jamie Going battle, which I think might have been with Luke Pinder, really held them up. Big bounce over the curves for Zach Lucas. Again, if you run wide out of the Jim Clark S's there, you can go on that concrete runoff area, but it's quite a steep drop. It's very bumpy. The cars bounce around a lot, and it's definitely a risky route to take. There, the red car is Spencer Stevenson, so he's now got in between Jamie Going and Simon Horrobin in the blue car. It was Horrobin that was going wheel to wheel with Going then through Hawthorne. Top 4 though, as one, as they come through the final sector. 4 cars battling for the lead, 5 cars battling for 5th position. This is proper Ford Fiesta racing. It's taken a while for these newer STs to become popular, but now that they are, it's a great little championship again, this one. Across the line they go then, and it is John Cooper in the lead, but Zach Lucas is right back on his tail. Look as they flash past us and head towards Clairvaux for the second time. Just a quarter of a second between the two of them, but these two are teammates, so they'll be wanting to be as careful as they can. And the only way I can tell the difference between these at the moment, by the way, is that John Cooper seems to have a Dangles Motorsport sticker on the grille, whereas Zach Lucas doesn't. Other than that, they are identical, these two cars. Slightly different rear lights I can see, but we don't see the back of the cars very often. So two identically liveried cars and pretty identical on performance, it would seem, at the moment, as they start to try and get away from, in third position, Rob Smith, who's flicked his hazards on somehow. There is Luke Pinder. So Pinder's come from 6th to 4th, 2 places gained for him after a good getaway off the line. And it's Jamie Going 5th, Stevenson 6th, Horrobin 7th. David Nye maybe struggling to make the transition then across from the older car to the newer one. Just not quite running at the same sort of pace as we'd usually see from him. Same kind of true of Simon Horrobin, actually, down in 7th position. Onto the back straight they go again. Leaders accelerating up the hill. John Cooper then not getting away here and defends heavily to the left-hander right behind him, though. Zach Lucas gets all out of shape and was almost heading for the grass there. Very easy to lose the rear through there. You're braking on a turn, and it's very bumpy as well. There's often a lot of dirt and gravel on the road from earlier misdemeanors through that section. The 2 teammates almost making contact off the final corner. Zach Lucas carried a lot more speed than John Cooper did off the final hairpin and almost ran into the back of the race leader. Avoided it, but that lost him a lot of momentum coming onto the pit straight, and so they end up single file once again. But that was a good opportunity potentially for Zach Lucas to try and make a move. No change in the order further back, although within some of the older Fiesta ST runners we have had some changing. Number 50 Marco Ritchie getting himself ahead of Jack Yohill, but that is for 11th place overall. Onto the brakes through Tower Corner. Look at the battle for 5th getting more and more intense. Jamie Going there defending from Stevenson in 6th position, and 2nd place man Zach Lucas on the grass. He's looking a bit scrappy here, isn't he, Zach Lucas? Just making a few mistakes. Perhaps didn't expect to be behind his teammate John Cooper in the early stages. And that was very, very close to disaster. Then the 5th place battle sees Going ahead of Stevenson still. Then Horrobin and Nice, no change, but they're very, very close to each other. You sense that there will be overtaking within this group as the race goes on. Work their way again towards the end of a lap where the leaders, despite that mistake for Zach Lucas at Tower, have got themselves back together again. it's a great testament, isn't it, to the regulations that these cars are all so evenly matched. No one really has a significant pace advantage over anybody else. Well, that was a late lunge by Dominic Bush, who is the red number 9 car just tagged onto the back of this group. Fastest lap now goes to second place man Lucas. Well, that's interesting because he was off the track at Tower and somehow still sets a new fastest lap. A 1:34.257 is comfortably the new lap record, as Stevenson loses 5th place, does he, to Simon Horrobin. Horrobin's through at Clairvaux. So Spencer Stevenson started 3rd. He's now down into 6th place. This race hasn't gone according to plan. Jamie Going is starting to disappear out in front of this group as well now. But we'll see whether or not Horrobin is able to go with him. Look at the way the rear of these cars bounce around and braking, especially, it seems, the Daniels Motorsport cars. David Nye out the inside of Spencer Stevenson at Tower. That's a nice move. That is for, what's that now? 7th place for David Nye, down to 8th for Spencer Stevenson, who was within a 10th of a second of pole position, but he just hasn't been able to show that pace in the race, has he? Check back on some of the cars running a bit further down the order there, coming out of Tower Corner. The race leaders are making their way back towards the complex again. Is it still going to be Cooper ahead of Lucas at the head of the field? It is just, but they're all back together again now, with Rob Smith and Luke Pinder very much part of the battle again. Very wide line taken by Smith there through the right-hand element of the complex. And it doesn't seem to slow him down too much. Speaking of not going slowly, not a great exit there for John Cooper means that Zach Lucas, who was very quick off the hairpin, almost again got alongside him. But you can sense the frustration here for Lucas, because you get the feeling that if this was anyone other than his teammate, he would have probably had a real go at getting through by now. But the last thing you want to do is go for a rash move and put both cars in the gravel and or start making contact between the two of you. And again, it's Zach that runs a bit wide there, going out of the chicane. But I do think Zach Lucas at certain parts of the circuit feels that he is a little bit quicker than his teammate ahead. Smith 3rd, Pinder 4th, approaching half race distance now, and not for the first time, not even for the first time on this lap. Zach Lucas is wide, but that's the second time he's done it at Tower Corner in this race. Cars seem to ride the curves quite well, actually, despite the fact they hop and bounce around so much. They doesn't actually seem to slow them down much when they start skating wide onto the grass. Look at the way that Simon Horrobin there. Mistake 4. That is Zach Lucas. There's a problem for Lucas, I think. Zach Lucas from 2nd place as they go through Sunny. The car has slowed significantly. Now, what could that be? Is there anything hanging down under the car? I can't see anything. Can't see anything leaking either. Remember I said that Duncan Harris in the MX-5 Supercup qualifying session earlier on ran over a curb and the car cut out. I wonder if it's something similar there for Zachary Lucas. Whatever it is, it lets John Cooper off the hook rather, doesn't it? Because he's going to have, well, it was a 1/4 of a second advantage over 2nd place. He's now 1.3 seconds clear of, in 2nd place, Rob Smith, 3rd place, Luke Pinder, Jimmy Going in 4th, Simon Horrobin 5th, Spencer Stevenson 6th, and 7th place should be Dominic Bush, although Dominic Bush dropped back a bit on that lap as well. In fact, Bush hasn't come through. Now he's in the pit lane. Hugo Bush is in the pit lane, and look, there's damage to the back of the race leader's car. I think Zachary Cooper has hit his teammate, and that's what's taken him out of the race, because you can see that bodywork rubbing on the back of John Cooper's car. I reckon that Zach ran into the back of him going into Sunny, and it's broken the right front suspension. I did think at the time that he pulled off, that right front corner didn't look quite right, and you can see that it's damaged both cars. Wasn't it half a lap before that I said the last thing they want to do is run into each other, these two? And then that's exactly what they did. I need to learn to stop saying things like that. John Cooper then now has to hope that that bodywork doesn't get any looser. At the moment it should be okay, but if it gets any looser it will attract the attention of the clerk of the course, and he will be pulled into the pit lane to get it fixed. He also has to hope it's not rubbing too much on the tyre, but that doesnly seem to be such an issue. It rubs a bit when he leans to the right, so through left-handers there you can see it rubs, but thankfully this is a clockwise circuit, so you turn right more than you turn left, so that should be okay with only 5.5 minutes to go. But it's distracted him, hasn't it? Look, because his pace has really dropped now. His fastest lap of the race is a 34.381. And as he comes across the line now to finish lap number 6 of the race with just over 5 minutes to go, he does a 35.8. So he's dropped a second and a half now, either because of damage from the hit or more likely because he's getting distracted. He makes a mistake again at Clervaux now. And so there is a real chance here for Rob Smith to come through and take the race lead. Right behind him, of course, Luke Pinder in third place also sees this as a chance to try and get through into the lead of the race. They bounce over the curb, through chicane, down the back straight again. Behind them it's still Jamie Going in fourth and Simon Horobin in fifth. But this race has, I was going to say come alive. It's always been pretty exciting, but the contact between the teammates there has really added a new dynamic to this race. Free Tower got a back marker up the road as well, which is not going to make their life any easier. I'm not sure who that is. I think it's likely to be the number 69. Is it of Matt Chambers? I think it is a purple car. Car that's spun on the green flag lap. Is the first car to go a lap down, but that could maybe present an opportunity for Rob Smith here, who, yeah, he's going to carry much more speed out of Sonny. Oh dear, that's not worked out well for the leader. They go either side of Matt Chambers' lapped car, and John Cooper almost had to take to the grass to get past him. You'd have thought that would lose him more momentum, but he must have kept his foot in it because he actually came off the corner every bit as quick as Rob Smith did. And if anything, it's Luke Pinder in third that was the quickest of the three through that section. So out through the hairpin again. They have 4 minutes to go. So time for 3 more laps, I reckon, then. There go the leaders, and behind, look, the battle is just as intense. Jamie Going in fourth, Simon Horobin fifth. Spencer Stevenson, the red car, is next in sixth position, then the lapped car of Matt Chambers. But the battle for the lead is the one that's attracting the attention, quite rightly. They're about to put another car a lap down now. This will be Rosie Hunt in the number 2 car, and Rosie's going to be caught at the worst possible moment through the chicane. This is definitely going to delay John Cooper. This is surely going to be a good chance for the lead to change. They all stack up, and it's Luke Pinder that gets the run on the pair of them. Can Luke Pinder go from third to first here? He's certainly alongside Rob Smith for second. Could he challenge for the race lead? On the brakes into Tower, he goes to the outside line. Cooper is late on the brakes on the inside, but the outside was never going to work for Pinder, and so unfortunately he stays in third. But that was good opportunistic driving that from Luke. Being third in the line, he was able to hang back and assess the situation a bit better there. Nothing that Rosie Hunt could have done either. She was just caught at the worst possible moment. And you can't just evaporate into thin air when you're at that mark. You have to go through the corner, and it's very much single file through that chicane. So twice now within a lap, the back markers have almost had played a deciding role in this lead battle, which will have 2 more laps to go at the end of this one. And any one of these 3 could still win it. John Cooper has led all the way from the start, having started on the outside of row 1. He beat his teammate Zachary Lewis into turn 1. They ran nose to tail for a long time, then seemed to make contact through Sonny midway through the race. That's put Zach out of the race, and it's left David Nye with seemingly a bit of damage of his own. Certainly the bodywork is loose, but I wonder if it's not the tracking out or something, because the car doesn't seem to be handling well on corner entry. The way these 3 are battling as well, it's bringing Jamie Going and Simon Horobin back into play as well. They were about a second and a half quicker than the leader that time. So already a 3-way fight for the win. Could it soon become a 5-way fight? There you can see how close Going and Horobin are. Up the inside for second place now goes Luke Pinder. Has he got his nose fully up the inside of Rob Smith? They're going to lean on each other again through the chicane, but Rob commits to the corner, gets sideways, he's out on the grass. Pinder's going to get the better exit, and this is music to the ears of John Cooper, who finally has a bit of breathing space. A lot of momentum lost there, though, I'm afraid, for Rob Smith, so he could lose third as well to Jamie Going. Going goes to the outside. He's going to try and hang it out around the outside in the Jam Sport Racing car, doesn't get there, and so Simon Horobin now sees a chance to move ahead as well. This is one of the best Fiesta Championship races I've seen in years. This has been brilliant racing, and it ain't over yet, because Luke Pinder now in second place has a bit of work to do to catch the leader, but you never know, he might well be able to get there. By the way, David Nye, who's having a terrible race by his standards, he's 24 seconds behind this group, but he's just set the fastest lap, which means he's got his lap record back now. 1:34.228 is about 4.3 seconds quicker than his previous lap record. I don't know where he's lost those 27 or 28 seconds, but he's clearly found some speed now. As the leaders are busy tripping over each other, he is able to get the lap record back. So that's something that he'll be happy about, I suppose, at the end of what's otherwise been a slightly frustrating race. Right, final lap then is about to begin. What is the gap going to be between Cooper and Luke Pinder? who managed to get through, remember, into second early on in the lap. It's 1 second, so on to the final lap. Can Pinder get there? Question one. Can he then get past John Cooper? That's the big question, really. He's definitely quicker than Cooper. Be that because Cooper's got damage, or maybe he's just been distracted by the various incidents that have befallen him in this race. Out of the chicane then. Pinder closing in already, I'd say, but the trouble is by the time he gets there, he's going to have run out of overtaking opportunities. He's definitely not close enough into tower, but he's going to be later on the brakes, he hopes, and carry a bit more speed off the turn. There you can see visibly how much more corner speed he's taken. Pinder there sticking the hazard lights on as well to try and distract John Cooper ahead of him. That's a new one. I've heard of flashing the headlights. Sticking the hazards on is a new tactic. I'm not sure it's working though, because he's not getting any closer to John Cooper. He now heads through another one of the danger spots. Certainly was a danger spot for him earlier on, wasn't it, when he was accosted by his teammate Zachary Lucas. I think John Cooper, against all of the odds here, is going to hang on. 5 minutes ago, you would have bet your house on anyone other than John Cooper winning this race, but Luke Pinder, as close as he's getting, I don't think he's going to quite get there in time. So, waiting for the leaders to come through the final sequence of corners then, which they are doing now, and they will soon head into the hairpin. There we go, John Cooper comes out of the hairpin on 3 wheels, and after what's probably been the most stressful 15 minutes of his life, John Cooper is going to win the opening round of the BRSCC Fiesta Championship by a car length in the end over Luke Pinder in second. Third place goes to Rob Smith, who really faded there on the last lap. Jamie Goad was fourth, Spencer Stevenson fifth, ahead of Simon Horrobin. That was a change, wasn't it? I think on the last lap, I think Horrobin was ahead at the start of the lap. Anyway, Stevenson definitely gets fifth by the flag. Horrobin sixth, David Nye seventh. Oh, and loses his lap record to Luke Pinder on the last lap. So Pinder does a 33.3, and that means that he now has the lap record going into tomorrow. So, that was entertaining, wasn't it? The Fiesta Championship is back, ladies and gentlemen. That was a thrilling race. What a truly incredible battle that was between the top 3 drivers, 4 earlier on when it was Zachary Lucas in the mix as well. But Zach's going to have to come from the back of the grid now in order to compete in tomorrow's racing. The Fiesta Championship has just one more race tomorrow at about 5 to 3, the first race after the tea break that we have at Croft.
Well, I think the fact he's quite sweating underneath that helmet probably says everything. But John Cooper, amazing drive to win the first proper championship race for the Turbos. I know you did a lot of work with them last year. That looked like it felt good to drive, but a lot of pressure behind you.
Yeah, it was a hard race for that. I think Zach suffered some kind of brake failure, and then I had the two cars behind me that were closing in and closing in. You could see a little bit of smoke from my rear tyre, so it just managed to Dunlop tyres, did what they're supposed to do, held on to the end. That's what we know, really. Start to finish, a good race.
You've driven this car for practically 12 months, so you know exactly what this is like inside out. Just for those watching, how much different and how good are these new Turbo Fiestas? They really are a proper step up in pace, aren't they?
Yeah, I mean, the performance for the money and the value for money is fantastic. You can't beat it.
Yeah.
You sort of Clio mini face for a third of the budget.
Yeah, and of course now you've got to start from the front row for the second race tomorrow, so it's going to be tough to keep them all behind.
We'll see what we can do tomorrow, and hopefully we'll do as well.
Good stuff, excellent. I think you're going to get your winners trophy as well from Laura Payne, who's assisting as well. Congratulations, and we'll let you go and cool off for race number 2 tomorrow. Right, let's see if we can get Luke Pinder in second place. If we can get Luke Pinder, if we can bring him over. Of course, someone who's familiar to those in Clio Cup. He made a couple of cameo appearances last year. Luke, good to have you back in Fiestas again, and I think it was worth it, judging by that race. You were really giving John some pressure by the end.
Yeah. It were an interesting race, very exciting. We haven't had much time in the car at all, as I'm sure a lot of people haven't. But yeah, the team did a good job, and we're here. We're on the podium, so we're doing something right.
Of course, it's your first proper time at the Turbos. How are they? How do they feel?
Yeah, very different to the ST150 in all aspects. Really, the car's a lot softer, but it's much faster in a straight line. So interesting.
Yeah, front row for tomorrow. So you go see if you can try and beat John off the front row now.
Yeah, we'll do his best.
Good stuff, excellent. Well, go enjoy your second place and we'll see you tomorrow. Good stuff. And we'll see if we can maybe grab Rob Smith for third place. And Rob's experienced himself, and Rob got himself a trophy. He had to fight hard for some good results last year, but straight out of the turbos and a podium. Well done.
Yeah, it's really good. It's my first Fiesta trophy. What a race. that was a cracking race. The top three were changing positions all the time. Really good racing, really close. And yeah, first time out, got a third. Car's running well. Can't ask for a lot more.
Because your first time in the turbos, your first opinions of them?
They're fast. They're like little touring cars. We need to do a bit of work on the brakes and the handling, but it's a brand new series and a brand new car. So yeah, looking forward to ironing out a few creases. But from that first race, if that's anything to go by, this season's going to be absolutely mega exciting.
Yeah, you look as though you're properly on the pace, so you might give these two a headache in race 2.
Yeah, I certainly want to. That's what I'm here for.
Good stuff. Well, listen, well done. Enjoy your trophy, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Lovely. Thank you very much.
Good stuff. Let's see if we can get the ST150s in, and we'll have a chat. We can bring them down. So top 3 for them. As I very quickly check on my results here for a second, because I haven't got them in my ears. So Ethan Rogers was the winner in ST150s, and then it was Jack Hewhill, and then Rosie Hunt on her first race got 3rd place. So we'll bring Ethan Rogers in from ST150s, and Ethan, it's your second full season starting in the ST150s, and not a bad way to start off in the class with a win.
No, it's a great race, great pace, and nice to have the pole and the lap record as well.
That must feel quite satisfying going out there and picking up the new lap record, obviously with the resurfacing, but extra little bonus to take away.
Yeah, it's been a really good weekend. I'm happy with it.
Good stuff. And now you got to go at it again for race 2.
Yeah, hopefully, yeah.
Good stuff. We'll go and enjoy it. Well done, and we'll see you in a bit. I was hoping we'd be able to get Jack Hewhill if we could in 2nd place. We'll speak to Rosie. We'll speak to Rosie Hunt. So. Rosie, well that's not bad. Your first race of the championship, and you got a class podium. Well done.
Yeah, no, it was good. Yeah, a bit nerve-wracking, but yeah, it was good. Yeah.
So, how was that first race for you overall?
Quite scary. Yeah, very scary, but got to the end of it, which is good.
Yeah.
So,
a lot more confidence for tomorrow.
Hopefully, yeah, we'll see. But yeah, first one I haven't spun on, so that's good. But yeah.
Well, you've got a trophy to show for it, so well done, and see if you can build on it tomorrow. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.